What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 3 of the Shred series. The first 2 episodes were a little bit more theoretical as far as making sure you have the right mindset when you go into a challenge, body transformation, whatever it is. And now this one's going to be more into the nitty-gritty. Basically, we're going to go over exactly how to find your maintenance or how to guesstimate your maintenance and how to go ahead and make sure that is correct in terms of tracking down the line. I get this question all the time in my DMs, YouTube comments from clients. What is my maintenance calories? And the big thing there, typically, your maintenance is going to be a range. It's not going to be an exact number. It might be give or take 100 calories above or below. It'll fluctuate throughout the year based on your activity levels, your current goals, if you're bulking or cutting, all kinds of stuff. But real quick, this video is going to be a no BS way to guesstimate your maintenance and then go from there. First thing we're going to do is grab our laptop or your smartphone, whatever it is, and head to the TDEE calculator. We're going to go over 2 ways today, but this is the first one. Everyone should have access to the internet, hopefully. If you're watching this video, obviously you have access to the internet. So go ahead and I'll record my screen as well so you guys can see exactly what I'm looking at already. As you see at the very top of the screen, we have the tdeecalculator.net. Go ahead and click enter. First thing you're going to do is just put in some general information. They have the metric system as well as the imperial system. Obviously we're in the US, so that's what we'll use. I'm a male, I'm 25 years old. My current weight is 180 pounds. I am 5'9". And then this is where you have a little bit of flexibility. So when it comes to activity levels, I tend to like to think that the activity levels is a little bit biased. It's going to kind of increase your calories, obviously, if you say you're light exercise, moderate exercise, heavy exercise. Once again, I do have a sedentary job. I pretty much sit at my computer all day between my businesses, client check-ins, editing YouTube videos. I'm very stationary. I'd make sure to get my 8,000 steps in a day by walking Maisie. But I definitely don't have a labor-intensive job like a construction worker, a mailman who's walking around all day, or someone who's on their feet in a warehouse, that kind of thing. So I personally like to set mine at the light to moderate exercise. I think that's a good, for most people, a good way to kind of guesstimate, especially if you do sit at an office all day. I definitely want to go to athlete or heavy exercise. Both of those are for someone who's like basically an elite athlete who's training multiple days a week or has a very high intensive job. But yeah, so I'll pretty much go with light exercise just because I do get some steps in. And my body fat currently, let's just say 20. This is, once again, it's not going to have a huge impact on it, but I am definitely a little bit fluffy right now. So as you can see here, it's going to go ahead and populate my maintenance calories. It's going to estimate my maintenance calories around 2,400 or 2,500 with 17,000 for the week. And then some other information. It does say I'm overweight right here, but once again, your BMI is BS. It does not take into account your body composition, your muscle mass, your fat mass, anything like that. It's just your weight, and I don't think I'm overweight. I just think I'm a little fluffy right now. Also has some macronutrient breakdowns, as you see here. Moderate carb, low carb, high carb. All kinds of stuff, but definitely I don't love this because of how different the proteins are. I think your protein should be right around 1 gram per pound of body weight, but then it can recommend your cutting and bulking calories. But as you see here, for cutting, it recommends you cut by about 500 calories, which is very typical for most people. And then for bulking, it recommends you increase by 500 plus. I personally don't love that number. I think 300 or 400 is plenty for a bulk, but in order to cut, I should be around 2,000 calories. So that's one method, and obviously we'll change this up real quick. If I went to sedentary, I think it would be 2,100. I went to moderate exercise, I think it's like 28, maybe 29. Okay, 27. So you can see there's very slight changes between the moderate and light exercise, but there are some slight fluctuations. And personally, I do know that my maintenance is a little bit higher than this. It's closer to the heavy exercise. But once again, I don't really think I have heavy exercise. I train 5 days a week in the gym, but I'm just resistance training. I'm not doing anything crazy in terms of a caloric burn. But yeah, so that's one way. And another way, let's go ahead and pull up my calculator. They gotta have that on here, right? Boom. So another way I like to go ahead and basically guess your calories, your maintenance calories, is gonna take your body weight multiplied by anywhere between 12, 13, or 14. So once again, 12, multiplying your body weight by 12 is probably someone who has an office job, rather sedentary. You're not being super active outside of kind of like your daily life. 13, maybe someone who trains 4 or 5 days per week. Maybe you're part of your local running club. You play, say, in volleyball on the weekends, and you really like to be outside. And then 14 would be for someone who's like a professional athlete, training twice a day, a mailman, a construction worker, someone who's always on their feet throughout their day and throughout their job. So real quick, if I took my 180 pounds, multiplied it by 12, since I'm rather sedentary, it would guess my calories to be 2,160. And just for comparison, we'll kind of pull this over and pull this guy in. It's going to be pretty similar to if we were here, went to light exercise, and then calculate, sedentary exercise and calculate it here. So those are pretty similar numbers, as you can see. And once again, if you did 180 times 13, let's just say that's moderate exercise, it would kind of increase to, once again, some light activity, and very similar there. So I would say my guesstimation, if I had no idea, I've never tracked in my life, I was simply going and entering numbers, I would guess my calories, my maintenance calories, are probably around 2,400. And a difference between these two is very minimal. We'll go ahead and meet in the middle right around the 2,400 mark. Now that you have your guesstimated calories, the next big thing is you want to go ahead and track your intake at those calories and see, okay, is my weight going up or down? And ideally you want to do this for at least 2 to 3 weeks because there's a lot of things that impact your overall day-to-day weight fluctuations. Things like your cortisol levels, your sodium levels, your sleep, what time you wake up, what time your last meal was, whether you urinate in the morning, whether you go to the restroom, your stress levels, how well did you sleep, all kinds of stuff, your hydration, all kinds of stuff plays a factor into why your weight will fluctuate from day to day. So you want to have at least, I would say, at least 14, hopefully 21 days of data to go ahead and say, okay, was my weight trending up? That means you're a little bit above your maintenance calories and you should bring your calories down. If you're trending down, okay, you're a little bit below your maintenance calories. And if your weight stays the same, you're probably at your maintenance calories. And the big thing here, once again, this is always changing based on your activity levels, the time of year. Obviously during the winter time, people get less steps in, they're inside more. During the summertime, they're outside more, they're moving around. So there's definitely some flexibility within those maintenance calories. But the big thing is you want to start tracking because what gets measured gets managed. Just like in your job, just like with your finances, if you're setting a budget, but you don't track how much you spend or how much you save, how can you expect to meet your budget or save money if that's your goal, or run a business, whatever it is? You need to track those kind of things. You don't need to do it forever, in the case of calories, but it's very important to do this every once in a while, and it will really give you a good look inside of, hey, if someone thinks they're in a deficit and they're not losing body weight, it's probably because they have their maintenance either calculated wrong or their maintenance just isn't what they thought it was. So it's very beneficial to go ahead, get a good guesstimation on your maintenance, eat like that for 1 to 2 weeks, and then go from there. I'm gonna end the video here. I want to keep it short and sweet. I know it is still rather long, but I just want to give a good insight about how to find your maintenance, how to then confirm what your maintenance is, and then go from there. As I mentioned, if you want to cut 500 calories below your maintenance, if you want to bulk 300 calories above. But next video, we'll definitely break into more of how you can go ahead and structure a cut around your maintenance calories once you have those. Also, I do apologize for no Maisie. She is currently on her way to the vet. She has a little bit of an ear infection, we think, so I promise she'll be in the next video. Without further ado, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.